And pull up that PowerPoint presentation when you're ready so everyone can see your screen. Welcome, you guys. We're going to be talking about social media today. I know it's everyone's favorite topic right now. Lots of people are spending time on social media, but the question is how can we use this to leverage leads and leverage more engagement for our business? So there's a few different topics that I'm going to go over today. If I move too quickly or you guys have any questions, perfect. Thanks, Patricia. If you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to reach out to me personally. We'll put our contact info in the text there. Reach out to me. Again, my name is Hallie Wright. I'm the team leader here for KW Coastal Properties. And then we do have the lovely Patricia Ganya, who's going to be helping us and showing us a few bits of commands. And she's the agent services coordinator over here, who's fantastic. So both us and also your leadership team, if you're watching from another office, are here for you to be able to help you navigate through this. So, please reach out to us if you have more questions. Patricia, can you start from slide 1, if you don't mind? Awesome. Thank you. So again, like I said, we're covering command and social media today, and that's us. And I know you guys are ready to get started. So go ahead. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about exactly what I'm going to be covering today with Patricia. So, we're going to be talking about why is social media relevant for your business right now, particularly in this market. We're going to talk about tips for social media success. We're going to talk about unifying and identifying your brand, which is extremely important right now, particularly before you create your Facebook ads. We're going to talk about, again, creating and scheduling posts through command, because I don't know if you guys knew that, but we can utilize that time saver through commands. We're also going to touch a little bit about hashtags, what they mean. I'm going to go over a couple apps and sites that I personally like using for creating content. We're going to talk about understanding social media algorithms for postings and ads. So it's really important to know the inner workings before we start investing our money in there. We're going to talk about split testing advertising, which some of you may know. And then I'm going to talk about creating and scheduling ads through command. Like we said, those are our lead money makers, which are going to be fantastic. Next slide. Okay, social media, the platform of the future. Well, surprise, the future is now. So, any of you that believe that social media is a time waster, believe that your clients aren't on social media, if you believe that it's not something you can actually generate leads from, that is a complete fallacy. So it's very important to me to get a few points, statistics across to you, particularly if you're on the cusp of whether or not to really start investing your money and time into social media. So 93% of marketers are using social media marketing. Now, we all know these marketers are people who specialize and educate themselves on how to sell their products and their businesses. So considering that 93% of them are using this type of platform, I mean, that's something that we definitely need to jump on the bandwagon for. So 83% of total women in the United States and 75% of men are actually using Facebook. So that's a statistic just for Facebook specifically, but we're going to talk about Instagram a little bit too. So users 65 and older are actually the fastest growing group on Facebook. I did read a statistic and a trend that it's increased almost like 47% over the past couple weeks because of the COVID outbreak, that more people are looking onto social media for their news. But in very specific particular age groups, it's that 65 and older group that we're seeing a lot larger of an increase over the past couple weeks. So this is really interesting. 74% of Facebook users are high income earners. So again, these are going to be the people that we're as realtors wanting to target because they're going to be the ones that can buy the homes. What do they categorize as high income earners? I believe it was something like, 70K or more in a household. So, I mean, I know here for Southern California, that's not super high, but that's, I think, what they were categorizing as high income earner. So 1.62 billion people visit Facebook daily. And some of these statistics, again, were before COVID. I mean, I personally surmise that this has seen a significant increase lately. So, again, social media can build knowledge and brand recognition that you can't normally get across and that you can't normally reach this type of audience and be able to convey your brand in such an efficient way. So many tasks can be free, which we're going to talk a little bit about that and how to be able to utilize the free aspect of it. Again, we're going to talk about ads, but there are things on there that we can do for free. So again, fallacy. Social media can actually really fit into your time blocking schedule, and I'm going to show you how. And one of the best
broadcast on Facebook Live.
Yay, we're on Facebook Live now. Hi, Facebook Live. Yeah, so it can easily fit into the time blocking for your agents that you're building your schedule each week. Now, I know many of us are at home, working from home or on our computers. This is even more so important now that we time block out
the broadcast of Facebook Live has stopped.
That's okay. I'm going to keep going. But it's important for us to add into those time blocks of our schedules that we're creating on a daily basis to add in that social media, right? We're going to talk a little bit about what an average time length that should look like. Yeah, you're going to be able to reach the unknown client. Okay, so these are people that you may not necessarily encounter geographically or socially from other means of lead generation. So say your open houses, say your phone calls and things like that. You may not necessarily know who you're reaching out to. So this is going to be able to give you a platform to capture that. And again, affordable advertisement. And we're going to go more over that a little bit later. Next slide. Okay, so I know everyone logged in here to be able to figure out how they can get leads, right? So there's a really important thing that I need you all to grasp before you start running a bunch of Facebook ads, okay? We need to walk before we can run. Now, part of walking, in my opinion, is getting your social media tight, making sure that you know and recognize your brand and who you're going to be marketing to. That's extremely essential. The moment you create a Facebook ad, your platforms are going to be viewable by all of these unknown clients, and they're going to be clicking on your content. They're going to be looking at your personal page. They're going to look at your business page. They're going to look you up on Instagram. So you want to make sure that the platforms that they're going to be going to are going to be to the level of how you would service your clients even in person. So next slide. Okay, so let's walk before we run. So these are some of my tips that I came up with for social media success. It's worked fantastic for me and many others, particularly agents over the years, to really start by walking before we create this Facebook ad. So number one is unify your brand. We're going to do a little bit of an exercise here in a minute to be able to understand that. It's important as a realtor, as you know, with any of our other marketing, we really need to understand what brand we're putting out there, right? Because perception is everything in this business. So we're going to be able to identify that. Two, understand your target audience. We're going to do a bit of an exercise on that in a minute. Have profiles on all platforms, including Pinterest. I should also add on there TikTok, right? So TikTok is a new fun platform that it's video, it's short engagement. They're seeing extreme successes on there with follows and engagement just recently. So make sure you have an Instagram, make sure you have a Facebook, make sure you have a Facebook business page, make sure you have a Pinterest, which again is a high shareable content platform. Have a Twitter if you want, LinkedIn, that kind of thing. But have your your profiles on all the platforms. Consistently post during peak times, right? We're going to go over what those peak times are. There are a lot of tools and research out there to be able to help you identify peak times, including KW Command, which is fantastic. But I'll go into depth about that in a little bit. Time block for longevity. Again, you absolutely need to be building this into your weekly schedules. Originality. Find out what is unique and original to you, right? You as a person, you as a business, you as your community engagement, you as your nonprofit funding, that kind of thing. Figure out what makes you unique and original. And then number 7, running advertisements daily, right? So in my opinion, this is an essential point of growing your business right now. Okay, next slide. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about unifying your brand. So some of you agents might have done this already, but this is my own personal opinion of how we can really tailor into what our brand is going to look like. So if any of you want to do this with me, if not, we're going to put out the slides later, or you can pause the video. So I get this question all the time. How do I identify what my brand is? Right? You know, who am I? It's that age-old question, you know, who am I? What am I? This is a great exercise for you guys to be able to implement. So here's what I say you do, right? So go down the list here. Let's talk about what your current client database is, right? You can break that down into cities, tracts, subdivisions. So like, for example, is your current client database mainly in Long Beach? Well, don't just go mainly in Long Beach. Delve deeper. Is it mainly in the traffic circle area? Is it mainly Belmont Heights? Is it Bixby Knolls? Really delve deep in there and answer that question. What's the current age of your client? And give like an age range. Facebook ads and normal targeting goes anywhere between usually about 20 years, give or take. I mean, minus the 18 and under, and then minus the 65 and older age. But kind of give a general age range of what your client is. Are they the millennial? Are they the 30 to 45 age range that are looking to expand their family? Or are they the retirees that are looking to be able to sell their home and then be able to buy a smaller place? What's the current age range? What are their current likes and needs? So it's important that you don't just think about the real estate aspect here when you're assessing their current likes and needs. So, you know, really take a look at some of the things, because I know all of you are really good about talking with your clients and building rapport, which I assume. Look at some things that you can find similarities. So let's say they all like going to the movies, or let's say they all like volunteering, or let's say they all like doing outdoor activities. It's important to gather that data so as you're targeting your ads and targeting your Facebook posts and comments, you're being able to reach those likes and needs, because again, that's going to be able to reach more engagement. So what are your clients' pain points? That's another good one. So branded client now that we're looking at, they're a certain age, they have a certain likes. What are their pain points? Is it that they're scared that they won't have a valuable asset to leave to their family after they pass? Is it that they're scared that they're not in the right school district? You know, that kind of thing. Identify that pain point to where they are to where they are in their current point in time with your relationship. So on one end, we look at our current database, right? On the other side, you want to look at what you want your clients to look like, because sometimes our clients that we have and our clients that we want are two completely different groups, right? So you may be, let's say if you're a new agent, for example, you may be working a lot with these renters, first-time home buyers kind of thing, but you're actually really wanting to move up into this, kind of luxury division side, right? So then now you're going to fill out this section to what you want them to look like. Where is your dream client database? If it currently is in Long Beach and you'd rather it be in Orange County, let's write that down. what is the dream age of your client? Again, are you trying to reach millennials? Are you trying to reach the 65 and older community? What are their likes and needs? Um, the last thing I think that's important when you're unifying your brand is think about three things in your life that are non-work related that you feel really proud of, right? Is it your family? Is it a nonprofit that you serve on a board? Is it that you are a fitness champ, that you do 100 push-ups a day or whatever? Come up with some of your, I say three because it's more narrow, three of your non-work related things that you're proud of, because this is going to be able to give you an idea of how to gauge your content. Okay, next slide. Perfect. So now, if any of you have been following along, or if not, go back and do this later, we're going to talk about how to put your brand into action, right? So now we've identified our brand. My name is Hallie Wright, and I'm the realtor who cares about her community. I'm extremely involved in nonprofit organizations. My current client database are the first-time home buyers. My targeted database is my luxury. I'm really proud of my family, and I'm really proud of the work that I do, whatever that is. So I'm going to put this brand into action by updating all my profile information, including photos, right? So many of us have created social media content and have created profiles that we may not have gone back in and touched. Now, it's important to know that if you change or modify anything on either Facebook or Instagram, it automatically puts your relevant content to the top, and you get shown on a higher algorithm at the top of somebody's feed, right? So even if you go in and you change, say your Facebook is absolutely perfect, and you go in and you change your information there from going, Keller Williams Coastal Properties to KWCP. Let's just say you did that. Facebook recognizes that you have made an update to your profile and will then bring any of your relevant posts in the next 24 hours actually to the top of the feed from most of your followers. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind. Have similar same pictures and themes across platforms. So you want your clients and your targeted database to be able to reach you and know that it's you across all your platforms. So I suggest having a very similar style picture or content amongst all of them. That's so, let's say someone looks you up on Facebook, sees your Facebook profile picture, they know you that way. They're going to go search on Instagram, and if your profile picture pops up and it's the same one, they know that it's Hallie Wright from Keller Williams Coastal Properties. Some of us have outdated photos. Some of us don't have, other platforms. It's just important to keep that theme continuous to make sure that your brand is being unified across every outreach that you can possibly have. So create a custom Facebook banner. That one's fun. If you guys don't have them, you can make them fun, make it something personal. You can put your name on it. You can put pictures of houses, whatever you want to do, but it does definitely jazz up your page a bit. Change the URL usernames to look similar across all platforms. So if you guys don't know, you can actually go in and custom change your URLs to your Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those, to be able, instead of being a number like facebook.com/82263 blah blah, you can actually change it and say, for example, mine was Homes with Hallie, right? Or Hallie Wright. That's going to actually increase your Google search. So let's say someone's looking up your name, it's going to pull from the URL versus pulling from your page. So it's going to increase traffic to all of your platforms there. Click on every link possible. If you have a post or you have a link or anything on any of your social media platforms, make sure you're clicking every single thing, right? Constantly content's being taken off and put up on Facebook and social media, and sometimes the URL gets changed, sometimes the source formatting is different, and you see a bunch of negative boxes, or whoops, something went wrong, or something like that. So just make sure you're clicking and just testing every single thing that a potential client or a customer could try out. Change to visitor view if possible. So there are a few platforms that you can change to a visitor view. I know with Facebook, it shows you one thing on your phone and your computer, but you can change to visitor view to be able to see what these potential clients are seeing. Yeah, create branding hashtags using the most searchable options. So go ahead and go to the next slide, Patricia. Perfect. So, did you know that command can save you time? I know that we've been talking a lot about this, but it can, like we talked about time blocking. So, the biggest complaint I get all the time is that from realtors is that who has time to be on social media all day, every day, posting this and posting that. I know many ROP is so great at doing that. Personally, I forget all the time that I do post-worthy stuff and I forget to post on there. That's something that Command can absolutely solve that problem for you. So time blocking it, just like anything else, is fantastic. And Patricia's going to show us in a minute how to be able to schedule posts. But I'm suggesting that you time block about an hour to 3 hours a week to be able to schedule these posts. Now, once you start working on your command and you start dialing in the post scheduling and dialing in the Facebook advertisements through command, that time may minimize because eventually you're going to start building out your content so far that you're really not having to do much on a daily basis. So I always suggest starting out by going 1 to 3 hours a week by focusing on your social media, particularly through command. Next slide. Cool. So time blocking posts. So command, you can schedule all of your posts. Now think a year ahead, right? They have fantastic custom content ideas directly on command, which we'll show you in a little bit. But think about things that you could be posting and that are really relevant for what's happening. Either a holiday or a community event. You can schedule an app promotion that you can run with our KW app, which is fantastic. Think about community events that are happening that you want to target and hit in the future. Of course, you can schedule sales posts. You can schedule market updates like Patricia has been sharing with us. Another good one that I've seen a lot of engagement is local business spotlights. You can absolutely do any of that all through command, which is fantastic. Next slide. Great. Okay, so let's talk about creating a post to be optimized for engagement. So it's important that when we're creating them, we're thinking about what is going to bring our content to the top of everyone's feed. Again, Facebook and Instagram, they're giant algorithms of who's updated their profile and who's liked each post and what they're commenting. So it's important to keep in mind that these are some of the things that see the most engagement, right? So it's clear, images, videos, links, those are number one, the most likely to be seen. Even more powerful than a single picture or a video is actually a carousel. And if it's going to be a video, make sure you keep it to 3 seconds. The average user scrolls through their feed. It takes them 2 seconds to go from top to bottom. So if your images and your videos are not capturing them within those 3 seconds, they're already moved on. They're not going to stop, they're not going to watch, and they're not going to engage. So make sure you're including hashtags. Hashtags are free searchable content, which I'll talk about in one of the next slides. Remember, when you're creating and optimizing a post, only the first little bit of the text can actually be seen on your screen. So when you're writing posts that are, say, a huge paragraph long, maybe it's a testimonial or something that someone's given you, keep in mind that most users are only seeing between 2 to 4 lines before they have to click see more. So make sure that those first couple lines that you're putting in there are something really attention grabbing or really relevant to what you think your client brand is. And then include fun emojis. There's tons of statistics out there that emojis actually increase your engagement rate. Throw a couple in there. Don't be scared. Everyone loves the this face or the peace signs or whatever. Throw them in there. A little house that's really cute. Yeah, go ahead and put that in there. Next slide. Thank you. Okay, hashtags, real quick. Hashtags are free marketing. So hashtags are something different on social media than what they are on command. It's important to know that hashtags, although they're fun to read when you see a bunch of them, really they're optimizing your search content when it comes to Google and Facebook, right? So it's important to really be, I'm going to use the word specific with what hashtags we're putting on there, right? So some people will put, hashtag I'm the best realtor, better than all other realtors or whatever, right? They'll put a hashtag that's, way long. In reality, you want something that someone's going to search in that search bar, either on Google or on Facebook. So things like hashtag house, hashtag DIY, hashtag realtor, something that someone would type in to be able to post is what's actually going to be picked up and pulled and bring your post then onto their screen and up to the top of their content. So one thing that I suggest doing, because of course we always want to be compliant with our advertising, and it's kind of a hairy line about what's advertising and what's not. So the way that I personally found, and if anyone thinks otherwise, the best way, in my opinion, to be compliant, you obviously want to make sure you have your brokerage number on there, and then also your brokerage name, and then your personal BRE number on there. So I think hashtags are a perfect way to kind of bury that into your post, so it looks less ad-like. So I will always put hashtag DRE02 blah blah blah, hashtag Keller Williams Coastal Properties. Even though they're not necessarily searchable content like I just shared, it's going to be a way for you to be compliant so that it is found somewhere on these posts. Now that also goes towards your ads that you're creating too. You can throw hashtags in your ads if you're concerned about being compliant, and again, bury those important things in there so that it's maybe not appearing more ad-like as some other things out there. Thank you. So real quick, this is a question that I get asked a lot as people are trying to create content. These are some of the apps that I personally like to use. I'll go over them really quickly. Font Candy is one of my favorites, so it's really easy to add an image, add text, add even animations. You can make GIFs on there. Most of these are free, and if they aren't, it's maybe a couple bucks a month at most that you're going to be able to use. But Font Candy is a great alternative to Canva if you're not a Canva user. Pic Collage is one of my favorites to be able to put multiple pictures together to be able to create an image. It's absolutely fantastic when you say have a listing and you're trying to market all your listing photos and you want it to appear on just say one square box. That's a perfect ad for that. Or an app for that. Canva, of course, many people know Canva. Canva's pretty well used across the board. It's a great, fantastic tool. If you're not necessarily a designer or graphic designer, it's very easy to be able to use. They do have a mobile app version, which makes it a lot simpler to use on the go, but that's definitely one of my go-tos. Tezza is my new favorite photo editing app. It creates those fantastic photo filters that you'll see on some people's photos that are the bright white backgrounds, or you have those nice oranges or teals that come through. It's one of my favorites. Facetune. So this is going to be an app. It's mostly used for personal stuff. So if you're concerned about how you appear in the public, say a photo of yourself, you can go on there, you can blur things, you can, modify shapes of things, but I even use it for inanimate objects that I'm taking because you can blur the backgrounds, you can change and highlight some photos in there. Say you want the blues to really pop that are on the that are on the shutters in this house that you're looking for or that you're getting ready to list. It's something to just keep in mind that you can edit, and it's not just for people. Boomerang is super fun. I'm sure many of you guys have seen it. You have the little, it's like a 3-second loop or whatever. You see the people doing the moves, like the kissies or the keys, doing this guy, like, doot, doot, doot. That one's always a fun one. People love boomerangs. Since we're looking at videos that we said we want to capture within those 2 seconds of someone scrolling, boomerang's a fantastic way to be able to do that. It's very eye-catching. It's phenomenal if you don't have it. Video shop or iMovie. So if you are an iMovie person, use iMovie, which is fantastic. Video shop is a phenomenal mobile version. You can add voiceovers. Some of you guys that were asking me about doing virtual open houses, which we're going to talk about on probably a different class. A video shop is one of my favorite things to be able to edit virtual open houses. You can add images in there before you show the house, before you're doing the video walkthrough. You can do a voiceover over the entire thing. You can add, slideshows, all that kind of thing. But that is definitely used for mobile use. Great. So real quick, understanding the Facebook and Instagram algorithms. So this one is for Facebook that you'll see right here. I know you guys have probably seen this a lot, but it's important to know know the algorithms of Facebook and Instagram, where the more comments, the more likes, and the more shares means you're going to the top of people's feeds. Okay? If friends are tagged or comment, it will appear on the friends of friends post. Right? So you want to try to engage these people. So make sure you're tagging lots of people in your posts that you make. The more you tag, the better. Or go down in the comments and write their names in later, because then it's going to appear on your friends page, and then the friends of your friends are going to be able to see it. So basically, you're allowing yourself to skip that little bit of connection there and reach, again, that unknown client. So someone you might not have normally come in contact to. So if you can look here in that Facebook global engagement, you can go to the next slide, Patricia. I think I broke it down here. So the best times to post on Facebook: Wednesdays at noon and 2 p.m., Thursdays at 1 and 2 p.m. So that's a very random time, but that is, according to many, many, many suggestions out there, those are the highest engagement times. Thursday is the best day to post on Facebook in the week. Today is Thursday, so everyone should be making Facebook posts this day. The safest times to post include Wednesdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So they say safest being you're probably going to get some type of engagement. Saturday has the least amount of engagement for Facebook in the week. Evenings and early mornings have the least amount of engagement of the day. So keep that in mind. This one's for Instagram. Again, it's going to give you a little bit different of a platform. So go ahead and go to the next one. Perfect. So Instagram times are a little bit different. The best time to post on Instagram is Wednesday at 3, Thursday from 5 to 11, and 3 to 4, and Friday at 5 a.m. Apparently people are waking up at 5 a.m. and getting on Instagram. Thursday is the best day to post on Instagram, so everyone should be making a post today. The safest times to post, again, are Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 6, and Sunday is the least engaging day for Instagram. Okay, so now that we've kind of talked about what it looks like to be able to optimize a post, what it looks like about getting we're walking before we're running, right? So we're making sure that our profiles look great, and we're making sure that we have real, clean and clear pictures and really engaging photos on there. What we're going to do is we're going to try to post. Now, this is the part that everyone should be really listening to. And what Patricia's going to do is she's going to show us how to schedule a post on command. So, Patricia, let's open up command.
Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm going to come over and I'm going to go to campaigns. And right now what's open are the paid campaigns. But if you come over to social posts, and I'm going to be teaching a class on this, so this is just going to be quick because we are low on time right now. But I just want to show you guys where you can go in right now into command, go to social posts at the top of your campaigns. The applet campaigns looks like the megaphone. Social posts is the tab up here. Now, the great thing is you can schedule up to a month ahead. So here there's no post scheduled, but I can start creating a social post over here to schedule posts that are going to be over here. They give you some quick post suggestions, and you can do your neighborhood videos that I've taught a class on. You can do some social posts here, and you can shuffle through some of their suggestions. You can create your own also, but these are quick and easy ways to start scheduling these posts. And
Yeah.
like I said, you can go up to a month in advance, or yeah, you can go and program for the whole month. And you can do something different, like every Wednesday, create a new neighborhood video. Every Friday, put something on there that's promoting your brand.
Hmm.
So the social posts under campaigns in command is where you want to start for free campaigns.
Absolutely. So again, that is a free tool for us to use through command. Like I said before, scheduling about 1 to 3 hours or so a week to be able to do that. If you go through and you make your content for the next month in the first couple weeks, then every day when you're logging in to Facebook, you're seeing your content and you're just responding to engagement. You're not having to go, oh shoot, what do I post today? Or, oh no, I forgot to post that I had a sale of a home or that I have a new listing coming up. It's allowing you to be able to, again, kind of make it automated because we want to make this as easy as possible. Okay, next slide. Okay, actually, I'm going to skip over this Facebook Ads Manager a bit, Patricia, since we're low on time. Go. Okay, so just to let you guys know, I'm skipping through these slides right here. Stop right there. Go back. um, so I went through a few of these slides here because I was talking about Facebook Ads Manager, and I really wanted to get to the command aspect. So it's important to use psychology in our targeting when we're creating these ads. So you still can do this through command. This is going to give you that extra layer of even just logging into command and creating this ad. So I just want to bring up this study really quick that kind of shows you what's going on. So the Harvard Business School did a study. They had groups of students. They had the same group of student that they showed two different ads. Okay, it was actually ads for Groupon. One of the ads was about products that service the college age student. The second of the ads were ads for products that were quote unquote sophisticated, right? So they were high end products, luxury amenities, that kind of thing. So students knew right away that the ads they saw were targeted towards them. So, spoiler alert, everyone knows that the ads they see on Facebook were targeted to them for some reason, right? But here's what's amazing, right? So, even though the students knew they were targeted towards them, they thought they had done something to show these sophisticated tastes. And they actually thought it as a personal compliment and then therefore clicked on the ad, right? So even if you're trying to say target the millennial or, a certain age group, do something that's going to challenge them either socially or mentally to think that they deserved to be shown this ad, right? So, what's fun is that we don't actually have to say these things in words. We can say them with the right videos and the right images that send across this type of branding and this type of unity that you're trying to put into the social media world. So next slide. Perfect. So it's important to understand how Facebook charges you. Command has really gone through and utilizes this down. Paying per click engagement, we'll skip through a few of these slides. Yeah, so paying per click engagement, stay right here. Okay, so this is important because the one with the graph. Thank you. Patricia's my techie person. Okay, so it's important here because this is actually utilized through command. Now, it's taken me years and many classes to be able to figure out how Facebook Ads Manager works. Command is taking out all this hard work for you, but I think it's important that you know how they're doing those ads right there. So when you're paying per click or per lead, you're putting a dollar amount of how much you want to spend over the total ad, right? So let's say $30. So then command, or Facebook really, says, okay, I have someone that wants to spend $30 over 10 days, and what I'm going to do as a company is I'm going to utilize what I think is the best dollar amount for their money. So depending on the things that you click and you put in as a field, as a searchable field, it's going to optimize in a different way. So say you click that you want to have more engagement, not necessarily more leads or anything like that. They're going to sell your ads and run your ads on a time that is going to be the most visited on Facebook. Okay? Now let's say they're concerned about spreading your $30 over, say, 30 days. What they're going to do is they're going to be running your ad when it's the cheapest dollar amount to be seen on their ad space. So you're not necessarily utilizing your money. So it's just important to know that over any given day, you could be spending, $2, $3 to $12 a day, but for the same ad the next day at a different time, you could only be spending $8 to $9, if that makes any sense. Okay, next slide. Perfect. So split testing advertising, this is something that I'm thinking now I'm going to go more into depth. So I'll do it a later class. So go ahead and skip that. Okay, so like I said, have command do the thinking for you. So the command advertisement, it works with Facebook brand platforms to create the most efficient audiences. So when you have to break down the part that I skipped through, that it can take sometimes hours to create and to understand what your audience is, KW Command has taken out all the work for you. They've worked directly with Facebook to be able to understand what certain targeted audiences are. And Patricia's going to show you that in a minute. So it has all the features of Facebook Ads Manager. So if you're already running your Facebook ads through Manager, it still has all the same features. You're still able to create custom audiences. If you feel like you have that dialed down, you still have that ability through Command. Leads go directly into your command. That's super important to me. You want those leads to go into a CRM system. And then again, you can set them up into some type of smart campaign so they're getting automatic touches. So you're not having to constantly be following up and chasing them around. So there's no need for split testing. So if you guys know what split testing is, and again, I can talk about that at a later class, you don't need to do split testing because it's taken out that optimization for you. Minimizes overspending. So in that chart that I just showed you with the up and down lines, like I said, it's selling them at different times for different prices. So sometimes you'll put in there on Facebook Ads Manager, if anyone's had this happen, you'll put in there that you want to spend $30 on your ad, but by the end of your ad, you actually spent $34. Right? It's because Facebook uses that up and down. Command is cutting that out to be able to optimize where your ad is being seen so you're not getting that overspend for any of the days. It's concentrated on gathering lead generation. So since our sites, some of you guys may know the word squeeze pages, any of these ads that you're creating are instantly prompting these folks to put in their name, their phone number, and email address. So we're getting relevant information. It's not just going to be a like or a comment on there. It's going to be actual lead gathering that's going into that command CRM. And then again, if you still do want to dial in your marketing skills, even though you don't have to do split testing, you still can do it by creating custom audiences. Okay, I think we all know why we should be running ads right now. So you guys can screenshot this and read this later. But it's just super important that we're running this now with the COVID. On average, it's spiked since all this has happened to being on some type of social media and or Facebook for 240 minutes per day. Right? So that's something you should be utilizing. 94% of Facebook ad is revenue from mobile. So make sure when you're creating the ads that it's optimized in command to be able to see how it's going to be viewed on mobile devices. That's super important because most people are looking on their phones right now and not their computers. So mobile-friendly videos generate higher engagement, which is fantastic. Users watch 85% of Facebook videos without sound. So make sure if you're putting videos on there that if someone had the sound off, they're still getting completely engaging content. Okay, where do I get content? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Listing photos, listing videos, Command has fantastic ones. Personal social media, your website, you have content everywhere. Unsplash. So if you guys need some type of image, there are lots of websites out there like Unsplash. Unsplash is a website where all the photos are free to use and have no trademarking links back onto them. So you can go on there and you can search real estate, or you can search keys, or you can do whatever, and you're going to get high quality HD photos for free. So it's fantastic. Okay, so let's try to create an ad through Command. So Patricia, go ahead and put it up there. You can create, if you can start opening it up, you can create several different kinds of advertisements, which we're going to show you here. So you can see this ad was one that we ran right here with one of Richard Dascom's listings. Fantastic. And Patricia threw this together for me. Thank you, Patricia. It's got great content, great videos. Each one has a learn more. It's a carousel, like we talked about, that being extremely important. I think it's going to be absolutely extremely important to have in there because it's definitely going to optimize your feed. But right now you can see, go ahead and close out of there. We've received 10 leads so far. So we've got 10 names and numbers. We've had 114 clicks, which is fantastic on each of the things. And we had about 1,600 impressions. So impressions, again, are where someone, a user, the word impression, when a user has the ability to be able to view your content. Does that make sense? So that means as they were scrolling through, your ad popped up, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's do, Patricia, if you want to show, let's do create a new campaign. Click on that button right there. So we're going to focus on a social ad, but as you can see on this campaign, you can do the social media post we talked about, a Google search ad, which is a completely different ball game. You can do direct mail, and you can do an email ad, which is great. But we're going to do social ad paid at this point. So we're going to focus right now on, we're going to advertise a listing. So we actually have a name of a listing that we're going to be able to put in here. So give your social ad some type of name. I usually like to put in there the name of the street, or, the name of the style of home, or whatever it is you're trying to target. So we're going to do advertise listing, but as you see on there, you can advertise multiple listings, which is fantastic. You can do attract listings, you can attract talent, brand awareness, event awareness, attract buyers, other. The other box is going to be like that Facebook Ads Manager, where you're going to go in and actually have to select custom fields and custom groups to be able to advertise this too. Now we're going to advertise a listing that isn't ours. So it's important to know that if you can still make Facebook ads without having any current listings, right? But what do you need to do? Get permission from the listing agent. right? So make sure that you guys are talking to listing agents. If you see a listing that you'd like to run an ad, ask them, talk to them. More than likely, they'd be happy to share because they want to get their home sold. But right now, we're just going to go through the advertised listing. So Patricia, go ahead and just kind of run us through what that scenario looks like.
Right. So I just want to start with the findings of all the studies have shown with command Facebook ads, you get your most views, your most clicks, your most leads from advertised listing and attract buyers. So you can do all these others and test them out and see what works for you, but the work's already been done to show that you'll get the most views with advertised listing and attract buyers here. So we're going to click Facebook. If you do have your Instagram and your Twitter connected, you can do that also, but that does take away from your cost each day. So that would be, you're having $3 put towards Facebook, $3 put towards Instagram each day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
Because
putting $30 down, it's going to go quicker.
yeah, absolutely. Because remember that chart that I showed you, part of not creating a custom field, part of not customizing when and where your ad is going to be shown, they themselves as a company are selling your ad to the best space possible. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and click Set Up Campaign. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for this listing, and I don't have any listings in command because I'm working through Cindy's command here, and she doesn't have any listings, but I can go ahead and pull all listings, and then I can just start putting in the address of the listing that I'm looking for. That's all I have to do there. And the listing that we're looking at is actually pending. So we're going to search for that, and it's right here. So I'm going to select that.
I think it's important, really quick, Patricia, that you can still advertise for pending listings. Because remember, it's not always about selling the listing, it's about you getting the leads, right? So if something is good, it's sold at a good price, it has good photos, go ahead and still use it.
Right. So over here, you're going to be seeing the changes that you make. This is over here your sample. So you're seeing what it's going to look like when it's an ad. So we're going to start here to add text. Now look, this all came from the MLS. It pulled part of the description already off of the MLS, and you only have a certain amount of words. And over here, you're going to see that it shows ... Some people don't want to have the ... so you can find a good place to stop. You can change some of the wording. I was thinking living room with sunlight streaming in through large picture windows and fully remodeled kitchen. And so over here, you'll see that now we don't have the ... And you just want to tease them. You want to have something that is going to bait them. So you don't want to put too much information, like leave out the square footage and the price. And that way you can put in there to click learn more to find out what the square footage and the price is.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to make sure to point out, though, if you watch training videos on YouTube or on KW about doing the Facebook paid ads, they will tell you to link a landing page down over here. You're going to be linking a landing page or a website to this because after the person enters their information, they are going to be directed to a page. You want to make sure that that page has the information that you are baiting them with because you don't want it to be false advertising. I did a tester and it sent them to another contact grab page, and it did not offer the information that I was baiting with. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you are attaching the correct information. So our headline is going to be like right here. What would you put for a headline, Hallie?
Something like, I would probably say something about the area specifically. Again, this is going to be to go for where your target audience is going to really be drawn to or gravitate. So something like live by the beautiful beach, or um, something like whatever that is. This isn't necessarily a beach home, but live in a, I don't know. Probably live in a, yeah, that's cute. Live in a cozy,
Family friendly Lakewood.
yeah, yeah,
Lakewood neighborhood. How about that?
yeah, sure, perfect. But yeah, you definitely want to do something that's going to be targeted to your audience. To say this is a single family home that maybe has a nursery in it or something, you definitely want to use words that are going to gravitate towards that specific audience. So, yeah.
Okay, so here you are given another 250 characters, but you want to keep it brief. And this is where you're going to put, kind of your baiting phrase, like to see the square footage and the price of this cute Lakewood home. Yeah. Click learn more.
Right.
Okay.
This is also, Patricia, this is
Yeah.
also in the description is a perfect opportunity to be able to say, for a free home evaluation, click here. It's also a good place to put your BRE, DRE number in there again to just be compliant. You can use them as hashtags so then it's still pulling up as a searchable field. That's something that's an option to you as well.
Yeah. So you have to have your business page, your business Facebook page linked in order for this to work, because they will not let you put paid ads through command onto Facebook, onto a personal page. And so everybody's business page should have their BRE number in the name of their business page. So that will make you compliant automatically if you go ahead. I'll show you how it's going to configure here. Okay, so I'm selecting the page. It's our Keller Williams page we have linked, and you'll see over here our DRE number is there. So in the name of your business page, you should have your DRE, your personal DRE number in there.
And if you don't want to, you just have to keep in mind you always need to put it in your post somewhere.
Right, put it in your description somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can use a Facebook lead generation form, but you're already going to be getting lead generations through this. So you don't want to have to send them again to another lead generation form to fill out. You really should use a site or landing page. Okay, and then you do have other choices for that button over here. You could put learn more, sign up, contact us, apply now. They found though that the most people by far click on learn more. A lot of times if they see sign up, they're like, oh no, I don't want to sign up. I don't want to reach out and contact someone. I don't want to apply for anything. But oh, I do want to learn more about it. So they are definitely clicking on learn more. So that is a good one to use.
Again, utilize that psychology, right? We need to think of the psychology of the buyer.
Right. So, okay, let me, sorry, I had the wrong thing beat and pasted here. I'm going to get the page that, oh my goodness.
Wow, that's a long one.
Okay. Yes, it was. Okay, so here was the page that was so generously shared. to us with
Thank you, Allison Van Wig, for letting us
Allison
do
Van
this.
Wig.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to paste that there. And this is the page. This is that landing page. It has a video on there. It has all the information. Okay. Now I want to use custom settings. You don't have to. If you don't use custom settings, what it does is it'll show you it's going to go within a 20-mile radius of your location. But I want to go ahead and target a custom audience. So I'm still going to do Lakewood, California. Okay, you just wait a bit, it brings it up for you. And you can go up to a 50-mile radius.
See, now I suggest personally, Patricia, you want to go with a lower radius because think about who your target audience is to buy in Lakewood. When we're talking 40 miles out, I mean, that could be, LA, we're talking way far out there. I think you're getting more bang for your buck to keep it 20 or under, right? You don't
Okay.
want it to be too close because that's going to limit your advertising pool, but you can modify it. Now, I would say something differently if it were more of an investment property or something that was more of a vacation spot, like say, like Palm Springs or, even some downtown Long Beach homes, condos. I might broaden the search because you have people coming from the outside in. I wouldn't necessarily think that people are moving in droves to Lakewood from, too far away, but
Gotcha. Okay, so the minimum they give you is 15. So we'll just leave it at
that's great.
15.
15's great.
Now, expert targeting for Facebook ads. If you go through Facebook, they do say you cannot target, but Command has an agreement with Facebook when they set this up that you can go in and choose interests that people may have that you might want to bring this ad up when they are searching for these different things. So they give you all these kinds of suggestions, but you can also type in FHA, insured loan. So over here, you have or and. You almost always want to pick or because if you're picking and you're picking FHA and let's say apartment.
Good ones are going to be the more generalized ones, like say DIY is one of the ones I said, or, their interests are apartments
Well,
or,
definitely. And then look, they're showing you what that estimated audience is right now on Facebook. So
yeah.
you pick apartment and you've got almost 200 million, whereas apartment guide, it's only a little over a million.
And really, this is where, if you guys do that brand exercise that I showed you earlier, this is where this is going to come into play, particularly with your targeted database or audience. Remember when we identified those activities that your database and audience, current and future, will have in common, this is where you want to put in those fields. So if it's tennis, if it's golf, if it's whatever that your clients tend to come to you from, I know mine were from the theater, right? That's something, house hunting. Those are things that you want to put in there. Make sure it's relevant to your target audience and is unified with your brand.
Okay. So it could be real estate investing, real estate, real estate. Look, it has 435 million that
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be. So again, over here, we want to go to or because if I were to pick and, then it's only going to target the people who are interested in real estate investing, and the homes. It's got to be all of them in order for that to target them. So you
Mm-hmm.
want to pick or, so it's people who are interested in property or real estate or homes.
Patricia,
Okay.
this is a question. I saw Drake just popped it up. So I believe that you can also do occupation on here as well, right? So if you search, like, just say, um, Like realtor or agent or something. Is it going to pull up occupation?
Let's see. You've got
Yeah, no, it's
realtor.com.
yeah, no, because it's just interests. I'm not sure somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure somewhere else. It's a good question, Drake. I'll look into it and try to get back to you guys if we can target by occupation. I know you can do that on Facebook Ads Manager, but I'm not sure on the command, but we'll look into that. Okay.
Okay.
So why don't you just click like DIY or something, Patricia, if you want.
Okay.
Oh, good. You have a couple other ones. Leave those up there. Great.
All right. Let's see if DIY comes up. All right.
Any of those home related ones are going to be extreme because that's people are more rather than typing in FHA and things like that. If they even hashtag DIY in one of their comments, it's going to pull them up in this targeted audience.
Yeah. Okay. And you can add so many. So
Hmm.
you can go ahead and do that. So I am going to save that. Okay. If I forgot a required field, it'll let me know. Okay. So, oh, that's why. Had my
Oopsie.
URL, I had my URL incorrect, but this is good because it lets you know if you missed something or if something's not put in there correct. So I'm going to put save my Facebook ad. And now my duration and budget. This is what they recommend, but you do what you want. And because we know that Wednesdays and Thursdays are a good time, I want to start a Tuesday, and then it automatically is booking me for 6 days. So I want to make sure I go all the way to the next Thursday.
Hmm.
So if I were to do 9 days at $3.33 a day, that would be a $30 total. Okay,
Hmm.
but I can also say my budget is only $20. Okay, and so it's showing you what you're spending per day. So
What
remember that
is, yeah, go ahead, Patricia.
we had the 10 leads, and then it broke it down how much we were spending per lead. So if you're spending $2.67 per lead, it, that's part of that the split test where you want to go in and figure out where your dollar is being spent the best. Go ahead, Hallie. What were we gonna say?
Yeah, I was saying the best thing to do if you're going, I say $30 is the magic number here. But if you're going to go less than that, that's perfectly fine. Then shorten your duration days. Okay?
Yeah.
Because the less dollar amount you put in there for the longer amount of time, and you can still keep building the ad if you want in the background, Patricia. The less dollar amount you have for the longer amount of time, like I said, they're going to be showing your ad in those non-optimum times because they're going to be the cheapest slots to be able to advertise for. So the more money in the shorter amount of time, the better. I always suggest doing it about a week. That's what command is going to automatically generate for you, but you can change that. And like I said, stay around $30.
Okay. Okay, so you just save duration and budget, and that's it. We can preview what it's going to look like on mobile because remember, you want everything to look mobile friendly the most because most people are checking their Facebook on their mobile devices. 94% of Facebook ad revenue is from the mobile devices. Okay, so you check that out, make sure that it looks good still, that nothing's getting cut off that you really want to be able to see, and then you just publish campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
Absolutely.
we're going ahead and doing that. We already had the office credit card attached, so
So
you
go
have to
back,
do that.
Patricia, really quick. I know we're running short on time. Go back really quick to our originally posted published ad so we can just show you guys just what it's going to look like at the end of it. So yeah, again, just to show you that main section, it's going to tell you right here all of your ads. I'm not sure. Isaac asked a question, and Isaac, I'm not sure if this is the answer to your question. If not, contact me afterwards, and I can be more specific. But um, part of the split advertising is that you can run the same property ad on two different ads, but choose two different photos to run the ad from, you being your hero image. Does that make sense? So we could make two different campaigns on that Arbor ad that we just created, but I suggest using two different hero images. Like the ad that Patricia just created was the front of the house. Go in and select one that's maybe the kitchen and change the text to it, and you can run them synonymously, right? If that makes any sense.
Right.
I don't know if that was answering your question, Isaac, but okay, so yeah, Patricia, just run us through. You guys can see, click here on the I think it's, yeah, that button right there where we can see exactly.
It's the one that we did.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So that's the one that we did. So again, you can see what that's being done. You can edit them when they're running. Yeah, again, you can see mobile feed. You can edit them when they're running. I suggest you not to do that unless you have any spelling errors or anything, because you're going to start losing some of those metrics that you can measure on making sure that you're creating the best ads possible and putting them in the best light. So go ahead and exit out of that, Patricia. And yeah, so like we said, we ran it for 10 days. I mean, this is great, but it's not perfect. So if I was going to be running another ad, I'd go in there and I'd, try to look at the leads that I got. I would definitely follow up with all of them, see if they come from a different demographic or a very specific brand, to what I'm putting there. Yeah, again, you can hit those three buttons to give you a little bit more information to be able to edit your campaign. You can download the CSV. So once you guys start creating multiple ads, you can download that CSV and throw it up in a file to be able to really compare, well, my ads I've ran with properties with kitchen pictures on the front of them statistically are doing better than my front of house ads. So that's really fun. So
Can I show
yeah.
everyone really quick here? So this is showing here, takes me into the command contacts, and these are the leads that we got, and I just come over here and just say edit so I can check it out. As the person's name, their email, and their phone number, and
Yep.
they're marked as a lead automatically.
Mm-hmm.
You can start adding them to your sales pipeline. You can start smart plans, and you've got their information going right into your contact list.
That's great. Okay, you guys, that's about it. We'll go more in depth. We'll do another class if that's what you guys are wanting. I hope that you found some value to what we talked about today. Again, if you have any questions or anything,
Please reach out.
Drake. So yeah, please reach out to us. Patricia and I, we just kind of skimmed over a lot of stuff today. We're going to start breaking down more in depth to what each thing looks like, maybe to what each paid ad looks like, if that looks like generating a buyer or anything. We're going to break down into that. We'll break more into social media. We just want to give you guys an overview and a flavor. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to take this time in between now and the next time that we have one of these classes to go back to do that brand exercise, to go into your social media platforms, create a unity within your brand, and then make a Facebook ad through command. Schedule a post. Let me know how it's working for you. If you come up with any pitfalls or anything, contact me, contact Patricia, contact Kim, contact Manny. Manny's great at it. He's very socially adept on social media. But please, we're here for you as your leadership team. Don't be scared of social media. Don't turn your head at it, because this is a fantastic revenue right now for your business to be able to get names, emails, and phone numbers of real life living people. Right?
I want to add really quick. You guys, if you have something that you see that you want to learn more about, please reach out to Hallie and I or Kim Jordan in Calabasas so we can teach a class on it. We would love to do that. And also, I book half-hour sessions on Zoom where I go in to your page and share my screen, and we work together so that I am helping you and teaching you at the same time, and we're preparing and scheduling these things and doing these things together, and then you're still learning as we go along together, and then you can ask as many questions as you want.
Great. Okay, that's it. You guys have an awesome day. I want to see you all posting on social media today and yesterday, but it's past. I'd love to see a bunch of posts. I'd love to see a bunch of ads running. Go out, kill your businesses. This is now the time for us to double down and to really be leaning into these types of advertising. Okay?
We
Have a
miss
great day.
you.
Miss you all so much. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? We're done.
Bye.
Bye. You know how to stop the recording?